In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I wish I knew when I started freshman year of college. Number 1, I wish I knew that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to mess up, you're not going to be great at everything, and that's okay. When I went into freshman year, I was socially awkward. I didn't have a lot of experience socially, and so I wasn't really always the smoothest or was great at connecting with other freshmen. But it's okay, you always have to start somewhere. And yeah, I did mess up, or sometimes I was just super shy around women, and that's okay. It happens, you learn from it, you move on, you try and grow from it, and you're going to make other mistakes with academically and so forth, and that is fine. Number 2, in terms of academics and schoolwork, you have to realize that college is different from high school. Tests make up like 90%, sometimes 100% of your grades. They don't have participation or homework assignments or other stuff. Now, yes, sometimes they'll still have like office hours or breakout classes, and some classes still have a portion that's participation, especially like philosophy or something like that. And then they do have homework, especially if you take chemistry. But there's a very noticeable difference there. You have to adjust for it and really focus on studying, versus in high school you could kind of hack a grade by doing well in participation and homework assignments as well. Now it's much more focused on studying. They don't even check if you're attending the class. Tip number 3, realize that it's okay if you aren't going to connect with everyone, because you're probably going to meet a lot more people and you're probably not going to see many of them again or connect with all of them again, but make the effort. So especially if you go to a larger school, but generally speaking, colleges are larger than high schools, and sometimes significantly so. You're going to meet people, and some of them you're never going to see again. Some of them you'll have a friendly acquaintance with, and some of them may become good friends. For me, I was not someone who succeeded very well freshman year. I had a bunch of people on my floor that were friendly and were like fellow nerdy engineers, so that helped. But it's not always going to be something where you're going to have the time of your life, nothing's going to go wrong, and you can't think of a thing wrong. Now, there are people I know who have had that experience, and so just realize that if it's not the best year of your life, as some people claim it will be, it's okay. Life moves on, life can get better, and that was the case with me. I kept going, and life did get better, and I made it better, and it wasn't like a perfect year. Number 4, you're not going to be going to parties, and it's not always going to be like they show it in movies. So if you're expecting to go out and party every week, every weekend, every night, you may be out for a rude awakening. Now, some people, they will have that, and so this doesn't apply to them. But for me, I found that a lot of weeks and months I just spent on my floor with my fellow nerds. Either, if it was a quiet night, I was just on my own with my roommate chatting or playing video games. And if it was a more loud night, we would be watching a movie or playing video games in the dorm floor, in the lounge with other people. But, I definitely let it get to me, because, there's many weeks where I was like, man, I should be out partying and so forth and all this stuff. But the truth was, unless you're really cool, you don't get invited to those things. And on top of that, you're not always going to be like hooking up with all these women if you're not like super like desired or attractive, and that's okay. I just wish I had not let that get into me as much and let that get me down, because then I could have focused on the things that were actually around me. Playing Super Smash Brothers, watching movies, enjoying what was in front of me, rather than just having a bad attitude. And then that brings us to the fifth tip. And before I share it, I do want to ask you to like and subscribe. Okay, so the fifth tip is going back to academics. In this type of environment, you have to realize that you will have to make sacrifices sometimes. Sometimes there's that triangle. You have to sacrifice sleep, social life, or academics. And yes, you can get through and have all three. Just realize that that is possible. But you have to realize that this is still a environment where if you care about grades, you have to put in the work. And unfortunately, a lot of people let it slip in college because there's no parent breathing down their neck. You don't have to attend classes and fear getting some type of call from the principal. It's all on you. And so some people let it slip and their grades suck, but their social life's better, or they have no sleep. But with proper time management, it is possible, not always likely, especially if you're an engineer or pre-med, but there are plenty of times where you can have all three. If you manage properly, you have the best study techniques, and you have all these things kind of on wrap, because this is college. You're not in your small high school anymore. You may have been the valedictorian, but now there may be, everyone's a valedictorian here, or at least, you know, you may have been the star athlete, but now there's whole fleets of athletes here. So just realize now you're in a different environment. You may not be as cool, but you get a chance to reinvent yourself, try something new. You have a lot more freedom. So use it appropriately and enjoy it. I want you to leave a comment and help our community, because I feel like there's 20 other tips I could add to my video and 20 other things each one of you could give and help our little community here do better in college. So let's help each other. Leave your own tips, what you've learned and experienced. Should I do a part 2? Let me know. I could talk about this for ages, but I got to keep that video retention time high. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.